I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Action on minutes. I read through and didn't find anything of value. I'll make a motion to approve them.
Second.
All those in favor give their consent by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried. All right, Mr. Raymeyer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is just, I think this is more or less just a formality. So Andy, this, the zoning officer came to us and said he has a fence inside of conservation easement inside of the new development. He doesn't have a problem with it, but technically we need to approve it. That's just the gist of it. I don't see any problems with it whatsoever.
Is there anything we want to add to that? Or?
No, I mean, if you don't have any questions for me, I mean, I can answer anything you have there. I just submitted those forms, those pictures, so you had an idea what you're looking at there.
And it's conservation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, if you look,
It's what
It's the
basically the drainage. isn't it?
yeah, it's their common area, but his fence is up higher.
And this is the fence.
Yeah, it's
And yeah, and I want to put the fence, and you can see on the one picture down towards the bottom, you can see the two stakes for
Right.
where I'm about,
Wait, so you want to move the fence?
I want to move the fence
Right.
back to the end of my property, which is, right.
your
Right now,
property
it
overlaps with the easement.
runs back about 20 feet off the conservation area into
Right.
my property. And what I had asked is I want to move the fence back when we first moved in there, where you see the fence now, it's pretty much where we were told our line was.
Right.
We were told about 2 months ago that nope, it's down at the bottom of the hill. Your property ends about 3-4 feet before you can see all the high grass for the conservation
This is
area.
your property line here.
Yes, as we know it now, correct.
I see.
And I'd like to just move it down to the bottom of the hill there, which, when you look at the plot plan, you can see there's a 20-foot building easement from there, and I just want to go down to the bottom and ask to put a fence there. And I have a picture in there also of the fence, so you can see that it's not a solid fence in case you're worried about runoff. I've been there since October. It does not get wet down there. I can't imagine ever having to go down there for any reason, but like you had said, I mean, or maybe down the road, who knows what happens, but I want to use the property. You know.
So one thing I've done in other townships is I've just prepared a very simple agreement that basically just says that you understand that it's in the easement, that you're kind of holding the township harmless from anything, and that if for any reason there needed to be access to that via, for whatever reason, that basically you're saying you understand that. They're relatively simple and straightforward. I've
Yeah.
done those in other townships.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fine.
you would be okay with that.
Yeah, and the gentleman from Dependable or what have you, he had mentioned that to me, that you may write something like that up. Like if
Yeah.
something crazy would ever happen and you gotta be down there, like,
Yeah,
you
like-
may tell me I need to move at.
And I don't think this is a
7 a.m. or whatever.
utility easement, but like,
It's
No,
not.
it's,
yeah, but like
There's
if
nothing
it,
down
there's
there.
nothing.
if it were a utility easement, typically what I say is, the homeowner understands that if for some reason the utility needs to get in there, they technically have that right.
Have
But
the
this
right
is,
to go in there,
yeah,
right.
so it would just be a simple agreement.
Yeah.
And that's up to you guys whether you want to go to that trouble or not. That's
So in this picture here, I'm not 100% familiar with the property, but is there another way to access this, to get to this area?
oh yeah, you can. Is
From
there,
the other
From the
end,
other, so
yeah,
like this
so
picture is
there's
only
a-
showing this side. On this side, can you access it?
is there a top-down photo?
no, there's not from like over this
Yeah.
way. I guess you could, yeah.
You can-
You'd have to drive across the.
When you come in from the other
Conservation
side,
area.
the other development, the other street, there's a small access road that
Yes.
goes off of the road that goes to the sewer authority.
Yes.
That's where they come in with the tractors and mowers.
Just so they can get in.
Yeah, yeah.
So they can get into.
Yeah, they can get in there.
Yeah, and that's actually flat over on that side.
Yeah.
Where my side, it just drops.
Yeah,
off. You can see
they've
that,
never,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'm right there at the corner, just like, yeah, that's why I said, I don't understand how you'd ever need to go back there, but if you did, you know.
Yeah, I don't, you never know, but
I just think maybe get him to, some simple.
a simple agreement probably
Then
makes
it's
more
not-
sense.
You know,
I'd
cause
be
you,
fine with that.
the other part of it is if you aren't the owners, then at least somebody has some, you know, if you sell or
Right.
down the road.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have.
Yeah, there you go.
There's other
Something,
situations
right.
where nobody has
There's the
anything
lane
like
right
that.
there.
Yeah, then there's
You
a
can
problem,
come right
right?
in.
They don't know if this conversation ever happened.
Yeah.
Yep, I understand that, and that could
Yeah.
go along with the
Me
sell the
personally,
house and
Yeah.
such.
Mowed in here.
Cause this
before.
gets made at some point.
You have,
Do you
yeah,
have that
this is
packet?
Yeah,
common
they
area,
didn't give
just
me
the
one.
homeowner association is responsible. That's what I'm constantly fighting with them.
Need
Okay,
to know
yeah,
basis.
that'll help me just in drafting it, thank you. Send myself a reminder.
Yeah, it's my only concern, just so you can get in and keep it maintained. But it looks like it's
Diane,
easier
you
to
didn't
get
know
in.
Oh,
anything
yeah,
about it
yeah,
right
it's,
away.
it's steep on the other side.
It's kind of interesting, like, as far as like mowing for like the, I guess it's HOA, or it's
Yeah,
not
it's-
established yet.
Well, it's supposed to be the HOA
Yeah.
responsible,
Sorry.
No, I,
but
sorry.
the contractor is still responsible for all
Right.
roads, sidewalks, and common areas.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a bear to get in
So
touch with
it's
them.
not established, just so I know, because I've been told different things. Angrily. So are we.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay, which is
No,
fine, I just
was
wondered.
told by Bella Sailor that it's not established.
Okay.
But they are building their kitty for when it is established, they could turn it
Okay,
all over to you guys, I guess, to do all the work.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
think-
don't know, I've been told 3 different.
yeah,
things.
me too, okay.
So the only other question I would have is the conservation easement is, just that to keep it in conservation.
Yeah.
There's no requirement that it had to be in some sort of grass or high grass or anything like that with the,
All I'm
I
kind
think
of
we-
going off of what I've got here in front of me, and it looks like,
I mean, he owns the property.
yep, yep,
Is there anything on your deed that says anything about a conservation easement?
No, not that I know, just that plot plan's the only thing, and I'm sure that's included.
Yeah, the back.
It says there at the top, on the plot
Yeah.
plan, it's important, it said about not building, putting things, trees,
That's what-
fences and such, unless
Right.
Codorus Township says otherwise.
Right.
So if you guys approve it.
And most of the time they do that for people to get in
Yeah.
and maintain it, which
Right.
we would never, if I had to maintain it, I'd never go in that way. I would go in the other side.
Yeah,
We've been there.
but I was gonna say, but you're saying about maintaining that down there, I think the only thing that guy mows is you can see between the stake, between that
Yeah.
and where it's hot, that he
Yeah,
runs
I-
one run down there and leaves, because everything else, the conservation area comes up high enough, and their plot plan, it actually shows it goes right up against it. Mine's the only one that actually hangs off of that conservation area a little bit, about 3 feet.
And the
It's silly.
last time we talked about mowing with them, none of those were built yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was just open land too.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, it was
real high.
it was 5 feet tall.
Gotcha.
So a simple agreement?
Yep.
And do we need a vote for that?
it would probably be good, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve it and sign an agreement so that he can have his fence.
I'll second.
I'll get working on it.
Thank you.
All
Our
those
dogs will
in
be
favor
very
of the
happy.
consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. You didn't know all that with that push mower, did you?
Oh, yeah. I do the whole thing. It'll be so much nicer when this is done. It's so much easier, you have no idea.
Could you just write your number and your email if you have one?
Yeah, sure.
Just so
So
you
can
have
you
it.
send that to me?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and then you'll just.
Okay.
So the other question I have with those type of agreements, Andy, who, do we like hold it some,
Thank you.
who?
Yeah, so
Other
I,
questions
Yep,
like that.
thank you. Have a good night.
Who actually,
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
should the township, should we actually hold that and?
yeah, you should put it in the.
They should have
Yeah,
a, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I can put it within like their parcel?
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
That's all it
okay. Thank you.
Carolyn?
I have a question. The Saldo revisions did not, they were approved to go to planning commission, and never made it to the planning commission, your county. So which version went, Andy? Was it the ones with the extra sentence taken out, or the one?
I'm still waiting for Jess to get back to me on,
I thought you said you sent it.
I did, but I want to make sure that if whatever I sent is what Jess understood to be the final version. There were,
'Cause
I'm not sure if I'm understanding correctly what was supposed to come out, and that's what I want to make sure. It was minor, and so if we have sent the, I'm still waiting for Jess to get back to me on that, but if we have sent the wrong thing, I will send an update, because planning commission isn't gonna hear it until when, Lily?
August,
August.
your county?
Yeah.
She said it wouldn't be on their agenda till August,
So
yeah.
if, and it'll be a one-page switch out if,
Because all this time, the only change was supposed to be put in subdivision. There was a whole nother sentence added that made it sound like building rights were going to be given back.
the only thing that Jessica, to my understanding, the only thing that Jessica was changing was taking out the word adverse and substituting it with subdivided or something like that. I don't have it in front of me.
But that's not what happened.
I'll look at it. I'll shoot me a reminder tomorrow. And I'll follow up with Jess and I'll say.
We've already discussed this.
I know we have, and I don't have it in front of me. But if you send me a reminder tomorrow, I'll follow up with Jessica and ask her to get back in touch with me, and we'll make sure that we've got the right language in the definition, because that's what you're talking about, right? You're talking about the definition. I will just send me a reminder tomorrow, and I'll follow up and ask her. The last thing that I did was send her an email, but I haven't heard back from her, so I'll follow up with her.
Well, I know I had said that there were other issues with the definition of tract, both in the salvo and the zoning. And if you're going to change the definition in one, you have to have the other one at the exact same time, or there's going to be a problem. The planning commission is short one member for 2 months now. It's not on the agenda tonight either.
I haven't heard the big need for a fifth member.
So you're not replacing.
I'm sure they will in time.
Don't you think you should do it now while all the revisions are going on, so this person knows what's going on?
I don't think it would matter one way or the other. Either they come in new or later on down the road, they would still learn the process.
Because right now you have 4 members. One of them might know what's going on. One. You don't have a single member that can actually explain
That
how
is
your ordinance
your opinion.
works. Were you at the last planning commission meeting?
I was enjoying it from my sofa.
Did you hear it?
I did.
You had an engineer actually say he does not know now whether our ordinance is legal or not.
Yes.
I have been attending meetings for over 10 years. I have never heard that. Now we're doing a salvo revision. Can I bluntly ask, who are these changes favoring?
As far as I'm concerned, the entire township.
The engineer also made a comment saying that with a recent subdivision, if we would be following every letter of the ordinance, the subdivision plan should have a line removed and tracks joined. Are we following every letter of the ordinance, or are we picking and choosing who has to?
There's no picking and choosing.
Getting back to the vacancy, I thought we did at one of these,
We spoke about,
but I thought we were gonna take applications.
yeah, advertise for a resume and
Yeah.
things like that.
Okay.
So you haven't done it, and my question is, why not? I mean, you discussed it and you haven't, if,
For myself, I've been kind of overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, but spending a lot of time on this, the whole data center thing for myself.
It has been a lot going on.
But
but that
I,
whole data center thing goes back to the planning commission, who is basically in charge of keeping this township looking the way it does.
how long,
And-
the township has run on 4 and 3 at times, haven't it?
Yeah.
Has it
For
been 3?
months, for just not as an official decision, not to have a 5-member board. I mean, it sounds like Brandon has made a decision that we only need a.
There's been no decision, there's been no speak of it, people are busy. There's a lot more other things going on.
Yeah, it wasn't like we,
Yeah,
I mean, you have applications from the previous
we
time.
do.
And if I understand, there was 7 of them, so you simply go to the pile that's already there.
We
mean,
go
I
to the
don't
pile and
understand
we
why-
re-advertise as well. It's the same as a regular job application if you came to be an employee here. And that's how it'll be.
And are you voting not to do that, or are you voting to do that?
Well, there's nothing on the agenda to go either way, so. Do we,
can't do
Do we have
do we even have to vote on that,
to
Andy?
advertise?
No, I mean,
I didn't think so.
you could tonight, if you wanted to, say by consensus, we're going to accept applications. It's perfectly fine.
How do you normally go about it? You just put it out on, I mean, this isn't
Facebook.
Facebook, I mean, this isn't something that you,
Nope, it doesn't require any public advertising,
Right.
legal public advertising or anything like that. It can just be word of mouth, it can be posted on Facebook, you know,
Right.
however you want to do it.
Whoever sends.
nominations.
Yep. Yep.
Well, then I make a motion that we advertise for it.
I'll second it.
All those in favor, give their consent by saying aye. Motion carried.
Thank you.
There we go. Anything else, Karen? Oh, Kim Roberts.
Public comment. So will the public be able to speak to the different items as we go through them, or do we need to speak up now?
Are you, okay, if you want to speak on an agenda item, you can speak now through public comments.
But will we be given a chance to speak?
If it's something that we vote on, yes. So if it's a data center ordinance amendment, if we were to make a motion, there will always be a spot afterwards before the vote takes place for comments.
Okay, then I guess we have some comments.
Okay.
We'll start at the bottom with the data center ordinance. So our solicitor mentioned that he'd be able to have this done in 2 months. So I guess I need to ask now, are we on track?
Never, I said,
Yes, you did, Andy. You said that in front of 750 people.
okay, let's go back and watch it.
300 people here and 750 online.
Okay, you can go back and watch it, I'll go back and watch it, that's fine. What I said is that from the time that
How many people in this room heard me say you'll have it done in 2 months? I'm the only one?
He said he could have it.
Okay, you could have it done in
I
2
don't
months.
know
So where
that
we
he
at?
said he would.
That was the timeline you didn't get.
Where we at?
2 months.
So it's, why are you looking at me?
Because
I'm
you're
so
the
done with this. You know, let me tell you. Let me just say, I am the solicitor for this township. These 3 men tell me what they want me to do, okay? I am not the one that says, here, this is what you all should be voting on. They tell me what they want me to draft and what they want to vote on. I am not the person that sets the policy for this township. A lot of people seem to get that all mixed up last month. There was a whole lot of misinformation floating around online. I do not set the policy for this township. They set the policy. If they want me to write something into a legal format, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, so somebody's following the law, because what continually happens is, on this side of the table, we hear that stuff's gonna happen, it gets talked about, and the can gets kicked down the road, month after month after month. So how do we change the process so stuff starts happening?
You run. Get elected.
And that's also why it's on the agenda tonight, to continue moving forward with it.
But you just said that if you got to the point where you're gonna vote on it, or if you didn't vote on it, then we couldn't speak about it, so I wanna speak about it.
Why are you still looking at me?
So
You look at me like I run this meeting. Everybody here last month was looking at me like I run this meeting. I don't run this meeting. These three men run this meeting.
But Andy,
They
you
take
said
your
you start
opinion
drafting.
when you say something. So it's not that you don't run the meeting. They take your opinion because you are the legal guy. So you say whatever, and they say, okay, that's okay.
His
we can
advice
do
is
that.
paramount.
Exactly. So you can't say that you don't
there is
have-
law, and there is policy. If they have a legal question, I will offer my legal advice. Then there is policy. They set the policy.
So you don't skate around the law at all.
What are you talking about?
You don't give your opinion of what you would do for anything.
No, I
You don't,
give,
okay.
I give my advice as to what is legal. I give my advice as to what
On
is
the
legal.
borderline, I get it, okay.
So we
I
talked
give my
about-
advice as to what is
So we talked about we were gonna add more teeth to the data center ordinance. And I believe you mentioned that you were gonna start drafting another ordinance.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say
Okay,
that.
are you guys gonna request that we get a new ordinance drafted with more teeth?
I myself have numerous things to discuss tonight. One of the data center, as it is data center ordinance amendments. I
Just in
didn't
case
count.
we don't get a chance to speak, I want to say something now. So the next item is the budget discussion. So I don't think you'll be passing anything on that tonight. But, so you guys passed the budget in January at the reorganizational meeting. And at that time, it was discussed that there would be no more hiring of additional people. And now we've hired another full-time employee. How are we gonna meet that budget without raising taxes? Is that gonna be talked about tonight?
Budgets aren't set in stone, they move
Exactly.
around. It's a good idea. That's all that a budget is.
Well, I understand that, but when you hire somebody for an entire year.
If I had to follow a budget every year, you'd be amazed at what didn't get done.
Okay, so if you're in business,
This isn't a business, this is a government organization.
you gotta try to be in business for yourself once before you say that. Next thing on the item is discussing authorizing solicitors to advertise replacement of elected auditors with professional auditors. So, my opinion on this side of the table is no. These folks were elected by the people. And in my opinion, they've done the right thing, and by getting a professional in here, a paid professional in here to do the audit, which has already been established that an audit has never really been done in Codorus Township. I mean, the previous auditors told us that. Never really been done. So these ladies did the right thing, and now we want to talk about getting rid of them. I voted for them. My say is they get to stay. I'd like to hear what everybody else has to say about that.
I think the key word there is discuss. And nothing's set in stone.
Okay, but we can't discuss, you just told me I can't discuss it unless you go to a vote. So I wanted to make those comments before you get into it, because we can't say anything unless you go to a vote.
You're already being allowed past 3 minutes of public comment, so
Five. Public comment is 5 minutes.
public comment is what we set it at.
Public comment was set at 5 minutes.
Anyway, thank you, both of you.
Thank you.
Okay, I would like to add outside of, okay, to discuss the auditors performing the audit of the previous secretary. I am in major favor of that, simply because the state that my personal property file that was left in by the previous secretary, I was told it was pulled, it was in piles, and they didn't even know if all the records were there. The records were not there. I don't know, you were there. The file literally was in piles across the table. I'm still waiting to see what was in the destruction files that she had placed. And also last May, and not the first time, but several times, she has falsified the meeting minutes. She literally put into minutes stuff that never was discussed. So if that's the stuff that was going on here in the simple everyday stuff, I am all in favor of her books being audited from the day she began.
Okay. Anybody else? Jeff?
Getting back to the data center, I just had a couple quick questions. Obviously, there's many residents around here that looked at the ordinance and want to see certain changes, wording, some stuff added, stuff like that. So what's the process going to be? I mean, are we going to be able to submit ideas to you guys and have you review them and help decide what gets changed in the ordinance?
I really don't think that's a bad idea.
Well, I kind of thought that's what we were.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that's a.
Because I mean, I know, I'm sure you said he has ideas. I know I have ideas that I want to add to it.
So I knew I talked to several residents, and they are interested in submitting ideas, and obviously some of them are going to be the same with everybody. There are some words in the ordinance that we want to have changed.
Just so everybody is clear, you cannot, I'm just gonna throw this out there. One thing that you cannot do is you cannot mandate that a data center utilize LEED certified, become LEED certified or anything like that, okay?
What do you
There's a
mean
lot
by
of
that?
discussion about the wording about strongly suggest. The only place where it says strongly suggest is strongly suggesting that environmental best practices be used, or environmental green building practices, that's LEED certified, okay?
Okay.
You can't mandate that legally, that somebody go and utilize LEED. So, you know, to the best of my knowledge, that was the only place that strongly suggest was used. And you can just take that out altogether. You don't have to suggest that.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
Getting back to-
I think you'll get comments about that.
Getting back to your, I mean, like I said, I do have a list. I kept notes of all the people, and was thankful for everybody came out. It was quite informative. And I don't know, and I know we went through the time frame of, we make the suggestions for the amendments, we vote on it.
Yep.
Does it have to go to York County?
Yes. So this is a zoning.
Well,
so
let
this
me just finish, but
Yep.
I was aware that you kind of gave the timeline of 2 months. You gave that timeline of 2 months that we could have the ordinance amended. Now, my only question is that there's some things I think are very important, need to be amended right away. I don't know that it needs to go, and not to take away their opinion of the planning commission, but some things, I think if they were amended, the sooner the better, just for the betterment, for the health and welfare of the community. But all these other ideas, I think we continue to generate. But that meeting was very informative. I know I asked Lily, because you had suggested about putting together not a web page, but an email. And she said originally you had gotten a few at the beginning, right?
I think I only got 2. I think it was
Some
only
of them
2
weren't real
comments.
positive, but some of them were positive.
Most were complaints, but there was 2 positive giving
Right.
suggestions, yes.
And then it kind of just stalled out. So,
So the only thing that I would say about timeline, timing, and everything is that because this is a zoning ordinance, anytime that you change a zoning ordinance, it has to be done pursuant to public notice. So there has to be legal advertising twice in the newspaper, and then we have to have that hearing, right? So unlike an ordinary ordinance where you can advertise, so if you wanted to put an ordinance in place that said a noise ordinance, for example, right? A noise ordinance is what we call a health, safety, welfare ordinance. That would have to be advertised one time, once, at least 1 week in advance of the meeting. It doesn't require a hearing. It just requires consideration at the public meeting. The hearing, as you all remember last time we had the stenographer, that has to be advertised twice. you have to have the stenographer. Prior to that, it has to go to the York County Planning Commission. So there are more steps in the process, which every time, you know, and you can do this as many times as you want, but every single time you do it, you have to restart those steps, go through all of those steps, and that just adds cost, frankly.
And
So
time.
if we can agree on a list of what we want changed, and you make the amendments,
Yep.
and next month we vote on it, you rewrite it, next month we vote on it, and we send it to York County Planning Commission, we could still be on close to that 2-month
Yeah,
timeline.
it may not always hit 2 months, it may be 3 months. I mean,
So
it's
let's
close.
clarify this. We already voted in an ordinance, right? Now we want to amend it. And I think, Andy, you just said, before we can approve the amendment, we have to have another public hearing.
Correct.
Okay, so you can't just vote on it next month. You have to have the public hearing before.
Well,
No, I think what Jason was saying is vote to,
What to put in it.
yeah, vote on what to put in it to have me make those
I'd
amendments.
have to
Once
have-
he makes the
No,
draft.
what I meant was vote after the draft, that we approve the draft that you drew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We vote on the amendments tonight, and then you vote on you write the draft, we vote on the draft next month
Yep.
to stay in that 2-month timeline.
Give or take, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it have to go back to your county planning commission?
Yes.
So you have to have that turned around, because is it 2 weeks? You
Well,
have
it's-
to have it to them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
2
know
weeks, right?
exactly, yeah, it's, some of it depends on what their deadlines are, right? When you vote to send it to the planning commission, it has to get there by a certain time, so it's not an exact 60
The
days.
Saldo's going to do the same thing.
Correct.
You're in
It's a Saldo.
August, the Saldo's going to need it.
Sharon wrote back to us, to Lily and I, and asked if they could have until August. We didn't think it was,
Because of the holiday, it
Because of
was
the
short
holiday and
notice.
everything
She
else.
did not want to miss anything. She wanted to be thorough, so that's why she has to push
So
it.
one last question. So, what exactly does the York County Planning Commission do when we submit the ordinance? And you don't have to go into great detail, I'm just curious. What are they doing, approving it?
no, making recommendations.
Okay. So they review it and say, oh, well, you might want to change this. or-
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they give us their comments.
Or if there was something crazy in there that wasn't, they'd say you can't
Right.
do that. or-
But we do not necessarily have to follow their draft.
Correct. We do not have to
We
follow
did it.
that.
I noticed that we had a few things different,
Yeah.
and there was some stuff that was omitted.
It's just
Yeah.
recommendations.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Yes, Bob?
One thing I'd like to say about any amendments, you should take into consideration the water requirements for data center. You should definitely,
It's on my list.
yes, because my spring's less than a half mile away from here. I don't want one to go in and drain everybody's wells in the area.
Well, just to set your mind at ease, one of my ideas is making them either be air-cooled or closed-loop cooling, to which they do not need water from the ground, period.
There's actually a really good ordinance in Scott Township in western Pennsylvania that addresses how they can use well water and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I know they have the technology, but they don't like to use it because it costs more.
The other thing that
Yeah,
I
just so
would,
you know about closed loop water systems, they still, in a data center, they'll still use as much water as anywhere from 65 to like 165 single-family homes. So even if they're in a closed-loop water system, that data center is going to use a lot of water. And that's just
Draw in what what evaporates.
Yeah, and that's just for and all their other stuff they use it for, cleaning and maintaining and bathrooms and faucets and
But
all that stuff.
I would like to see it that they just can't do it. I don't know if that's possible, that's what our
You're
attorney's
looking at.
for. Yeah, but that's one of my biggest ones.
one of the things I would just say is that this has started to get a lot of movement very quickly at the state level. And there may be some things coming.
Yeah, yeah, they actually approved a couple things that would really help us.
Well, there was
Or they're moving.
They're moving toward it,
There's
right,
a-
yes, correct, right, yeah.
I think if I'm correct too, there was a bill in, maybe it fell apart, to actually put a moratorium on for 180
No, that's
days.
still going on.
Still going.
They're looking to push that,
Yeah.
which is basically, the purpose behind that is to allow
Yeah.
townships to do what
Right,
we just did,
right.
okay?
Have time to do it.
have the time to
But
do what
the-
we just did, that's right.
We're moving in the correct direction though.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Bob.
Hopefully.
Anyone else? Dave? Oh, Dave?
The people that curse your name, that blaspheme and shed innocent blood with seared conscience are not the cause. We ask, Father Lights, that the blood of your Son, sacrificed for our sins through your Spirit by tongues of fire, rest here. You want us to believe you. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realm. We have seen men burn, die, be shot, crushed, died in hospital in any number of ways, and even blood has been shed in our township. And far from here, 50,000 troops are in the region where Daniel prayed and received his response. And he said to me, "Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of you." Words. The prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days, but Michael, one of the chief angels, came to help me, for I was left there with the king of Persia. You didn't make us wait for your response. We prayed for protection. You gave us peace. Citizens came out to educate their representatives, and now we bring tonight more items before your throne. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Now my eyes will open, my ears attentive to the prayers offered in this place. Whosoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obey mercy, will receive mercy. Father God, cleanse our ground with the sacrifice of your Son. Give wisdom to the men that occupy the seats of authority, and banish the evil that seeks to own power and rule in darkness. We thank you for the people who came out last month. We seek your peaceable kingdom, even to be in our midst, Holy Father. You see what we have written in tonight's agenda, but what's more, you read what is written in our hearts. May we make decisions that please you, and as we walk with you, we declare your protection. Codorus, keep us from evil, protect our elected officials, make our troops difficult prey for evil, and cover them in your presence. Amen.
Thank you.
I just had a question on budget. I have no idea what you're planning on talking about with it, but just an idea, since you have an extra employee that's 40 hours a week, would it be possible internally to start mowing at the park to save some money?
Honestly, no. Not right now. Not with the workload that's on. Maybe in the future when things are a little better caught up, but honestly, I can't see that happening with the way things degrade. Every time something is finished or completed, something new arises. And to be perfectly honest with you, the last 2 weeks, the amount of work that we've gotten done is amazing. But it's still coming on fast. So at this time, I would say no. But I mean,
That was discussed.
it was discussed. It was discussed. But with the amount of time that it would take and the way things are here, I mean, maybe down the road if things calm down, but I don't see it coming right now.
And I have a question. What was the purpose of the scraping of the edges?
Drainage.
You look at all the roads.
It hasn't been done for a while.
And it's why it's broken off.
Yes.
So
It holds-
that's where it ends though, you just
With
scrape them.
the grass up on there, it holds the water on the.
Yes.
on the-
It is. It's a standard road maintenance practice.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. You guys get the trees off the road really fast. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I was just going to say, in an effort to keep on the agenda, why can't you just allow the comments to happen when the agenda item is up? Because you have all these things you wanted to discuss with the data center. It got ugly real quick just because nobody knows what you're going to talk about. So why don't you just allow public comment when it is time, instead of, because you're just,
I think we can talk about that. So, you know.
I mean, that's not written in
The
stone.
only thing that happened, Carolyn, and you know, you've been enough to enough of, when these discussions turn into 45 minutes and it's the same thing that something's been talked about for, that's what this was about.
Yeah.
To
So,
me.
but no, it's
Not all
other stuff
you.
that just goes, I mean, that's what it was about.
Well, and some of these topics should go on for 45 minutes.
Exactly, I'm not saying
I
that,
mean,
but I am
the race to
saying,
be out of a meeting within 45 minutes like we have, I mean, the township deserves better.
yeah, it's like we said, that hearing was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was well run, Andy. Thank you. Okay.
Is there anyone else?
Except I don't run the meetings.
It was a hearing that was completely different and without having it under control from the beginning.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So, discussion of the elected auditors performing the audit of the previous
Kim, you
secretary.
gotta talk, you can't first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was reading.
Oh, okay.
I have prepared notes just because I don't want to lose track. In recent years, the people of Codorus Township have lost confidence in their elected officials, and with a new board and new auditors, we finally have the opportunity to reassure residents that their money is being spent wisely. We all campaigned on the platform of transparency and accountability. Since I have become involved in township matters, I have met resistance from many directions. Most recently, after being elected to become an auditor, the previous secretary did everything she could to keep me from performing my duties. I left phone messages, I emailed her, and I got zero response. She did not respond at all. She failed to show up at our organizational meeting, and we were locked out. We couldn't even get in the building. So fortunately, Jason was here, he let us in. She ignored all the requests that we made to provide the documents that we needed, which caused delays in our organizational meeting and our setting of the salaries. She just didn't respond. And then she quit. And the question is why? Why do you think she quit? I believe we have justifiable reason to audit the accounts that she had access to in more detail. As elected auditors, we were the ones who originally recommended a CPA be hired to assist the auditors in providing a clear picture of the township financial records. Unfortunately, every intention we had of providing transparency and accountability has been blocked. The CPA made it very clear that she works for the Board of Supervisors and that her recommendations were not to be shared with the public. Attempts were made to prevent us from even seeing the final reports or attending the CPA presentation. And after proving we had a right to review these documents, we were told we couldn't ask questions. Now the Board of Supervisors is recommending that the elected auditors be replaced with a CPA. We don't object to a CPA performing the audit. The issue is, if there's some uncertainty of what was uncovered during an audit, then the elected auditors should be allowed to investigate those discrepancies. It's not uncommon for PA townships to allow CPAs and auditors to work in conjunction with each other, and the law provides this option. I have an excerpt here from an article written by a man named Nate Covington, who was looking into some of these issues. And this is what he wrote about townships that collaborate with the CPAs. When the audit is complete, the auditors receive a PDF copy via email from the township, and they are invited to attend the meetings between the CPA firm and the supervisors to go over the audit. At these meetings, the auditors can ask questions, and if the auditors have more questions than what can be answered at a public meeting, they are invited back for a private meeting with the township to reopen the books. He gave an example of one auditor who said she was able to ask for Parks and Rec to be broken down in greater detail compared to what came in a standard audit. Another township, Lower Gwinnett Township, has elected auditors who assist the township, and this is from their website. The auditors assist the township by reviewing the annual audited financial statements. They provide direction and make recommendations to ensure that best management practices are implemented and followed. Under the Pennsylvania Second-Class Township Code, the Board of Supervisors may pass a resolution appointing a certified or competent public accountant or firm to perform the annual audit and examine all of the accounts of the township for the fiscal year. Lower Gwinnett Township uses ZA LLC, a certified public accounting firm, to perform the financial audit and account review. The elected auditors then perform a review of that information. Dover Township in York County hires an auditing firm, but allows their auditors to review the financial reports. Dover also publishes the audit firm's deficiencies and recommendations letter. Townships in Chester County publish all the CPA reports, including a schedule of findings and recommendations from the CPA, that spells out material weaknesses and significant deficiencies uncovered by the CPA. The DCED guide, which rules what we do, states that CPAs can be appointed in addition to the elected auditors and advises elected auditors to take an advisory role in the improvement of municipal financial procedures as deemed appropriate. So based on these examples that I've given, I am requesting that the auditors be allowed to perform a full audit of the accounts that were accessible to Megan Harris. I think it's important that we look into the things that were discussed, which I cannot openly discuss unless you give me permission, but I think we need to be able to look into what she had access to. I'm also asking that if the board appoints a CPA, that the auditors not be replaced, but be given the authority to work with a CPA and to have access to all of the reports, presentations, and meetings that occur. And lastly, I'm requesting that all audit reports and letters, including any statements of material weaknesses or significant deficiencies that are provided by the CPA, be posted to the township website immediately. You said that if elected, you would provide transparency and accountability to the township residents, and I believe that the first step is to allow the elected auditors to be allowed to work together with the CPA, to be allowed to review the annual financial statements, and to be able to make recommendations and to take an advisory role in the improvement of municipal procedures. I also think that we owe it to the public to be able to publish the audit. Half these guys don't even know that it's done. It's never been published. And I think that we're doing them a disservice by not letting them see what the deficiencies and the recommendations of the CPA audit brought forth. I think that everyone has that right to know what's going on in the financial aspect of the township. Thank you.
All right. We gonna address anything?
I just
Well,
want, yeah, well, go ahead.
Well, my thing, as far as posting the report to the website, I don't think that's very difficult.
No, I just honestly didn't get the chance to do it.
So that can be done as soon as possible.
But I think what Kim, what you're asking is that the full report with the deficiencies and the controls and.
Absolutely.
And the management letter, all of it, because that's transparency.
Well, yeah,
And many other townships do that.
put the whole thing on there from front to back.
I don't see a problem with that.
That would be great.
No, because as far as the deficiencies go, I know there were some, but I also know that it wasn't a lot. We got a healthy rating, which is good.
Right.
So, my thought is, you guys came up with, and I'm not getting, you came up with a CPA that we hired.
Well, we gave you
Or that,
several.
and we did, and that's who we picked.
Correct.
We spent $18,000, okay, of taxpayer money,
Right.
and they gave us a very good review. I mean, they found it was more, the deficiencies were the way it was done. It wasn't anything to do with the money.
It's because of so little office
It
employees.
was the way it was taken. Okay.
The
continue.
problem with that, and I addressed this with the CPA and she didn't respond to me, was that she checked 1 month.
No, I'm not talking about that. That's the only thing. The rest, I'm talking about the whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
We're not talking about.
We were unmodified. She said we had the highest rating for the DCED report, which is.
Thank you. That's what
Right.
The legal requirement to report to DCED was fine.
That's what
That is correct.
So everybody needs to know that we are that is what impressed me the most about the whole thing. Now, we keep talking about transparency and all this and how bad a job we all did. But if you really look at it, that's a pretty good, the witch hunt really wasn't what you ended up with.
Well, they made the comment that most townships have the account, the funding to survive for 2 months if all money was to be cut off, and ours fell around 10 months.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
I don't look at it as a witch hunt.
Thank you.
Well, now there was a lot of talk about it before this ever.
What I look at it as is that Mrs. Diggs and Mrs. Roberts and Mindy Vance are not auditors. They might have some background in it. and all.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, she is.
I work for the auditor general.
Okay, well, you
Yeah.
are an
Hold on,
auditor.
wait a second
Yes,
now.
she is.
But this isn't
Let me
something
sit
that
up
you
a little
would,
bit.
this isn't something that you would do. If it was
No.
something you would do, well, even that, with that, you're not
I'm not
gonna
an
do it in
accountant.
50 hours for
I'm not
18
an
bucks an hour,
accountant.
so. Most town, and I think Andy, you said this, I remember in the meeting, this is kind of the way it works. In
Yeah, common practice.
2026, we need to make sure we're covered.
Yeah.
So what they did was actually a benefit for
Oh,
us.
I'm not saying it, but what I am saying is the woman told us, you know, Kim, you just told us that you weren't allowed to do it. But she told us that. It wasn't, we didn't make that rule up. People need to know that.
Make what rule?
That you couldn't be in the meeting and all that. That started with her.
Well, I have to tell you that that's not what I was told by her.
Well,
I
I'm
have
sorry,
emails
but that's
where
what
she's-
Well,
she
that's-
said you do not, she's,
That's all hearsay
Yeah,
and.
we're
But
not
see,
sure.
that's the whole point. The
It's-
whole
yeah.
point is that there is this aura of lack of transparency that hangs over this township. And it's things like that that cause the people to say, what is going on?
Well,
And
sometimes
you
it's
call
the
it a
people
witch
coming in with these outlandish ideas. You know, we're not driving around in Ferraris and the bank account looks good, you know?
So, moving forward, so we need to make a motion on that we disclose the whole manager's.
The report.
You guys have the lingo. All the deficiencies, all the
The
controls.
entire.
I thought there was a lot of things. She's already started doing some of those things. One of those things was, and I think we need to do it, is we got a quarterly look at our budget. I mean, that's just business. That's just
Right.
getting it, you know, we need to know where we're
Budget was a
at.
floater, we don't even really need one.
What's that?
I think the budget was a floater, we don't even really need one.
Well, we're gonna look at the budget, and there's plenty of things that came out of this that was good. So, do we need to vote on this to do that, Andy, or
Well,
just table it?
I don't wanna
No,
get
okay.
past the request that I made.
But the request, that's where I'm heading, but the request that you had, I mean, I think we kinda agreed on it at the last meeting, we just need to get it on the agenda to let them do it. The only thing I say with this request comes with, we can't have Lily spending. You guys need to ask for what you need to do your audit.
In previous years, not to cut you off, in previous years when April was still here, she wasn't even in the office when the auditors were here.
Well, but she's gonna need to disclose, if they wanna go over, what I'm thinking you're talking about is cash, credit card, I mean, that's,
It's
You're
nothing
gonna
that I
get
couldn't
away with
get-
any money out of this
Let me
place,
say-
it's gonna be in the
let me
cash and
say
credit
this,
card.
it's nothing that I couldn't get from filing a right to know. And the whole object of us being able to do this is because if you weren't going to agree with this, I could just send her an RTK and get this information. But I'd like for it to be more of a collaboration, and those are the things that we want to look at. The things that were some of the deficiencies, once we post them and everyone will know what we're talking about, those, and you're correct, those are the things that we'd like to
So-
look into.
And we had talked about that at the last meeting, and I feel that, I mean, I almost think that it's in the code that when somebody, I mean, the secretary and treasurer, when they leave, they ought to be
Yeah,
audited.
It is, it's in
It's
the
there.
law.
Right. So I would make the motion that we allow them to do that with, now I'm gonna go to my point, with that you give what you need, what you want. And she can produce it on in a time frame that suits everybody, but that it's not a dialogue back and forth, that she's got 20 hours
All
in.
we need the records, and then the thing is, if we find something, then we will come back to you, and we will say, this is what we have found, just like the auditor did. She said, there's a deficiency,
That's-
can you provide this
That's
information?
the only thing.
I agree 100%.
I mean, we're not out to,
I know you're not.
you know, to make, Lily's great, she's wonderful, and I appreciate,
But it has, you know, you gotta, you know, spell it out, you want the receipts or from the credit card from X to X, receipts of cash, whatever. And hopefully we can produce those without getting a lot of time involved.
Is it all digitized or are we on manual? Oh,
I haven't.
gosh.
I mean, if it's papers, I can come in here and sit
Yeah.
down and look at them. I don't have a problem. I don't know if somebody needs to be
I think
there,
a supervisor has to be here though for
which
it.
is, I mean,
Here.
that's up to you.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Come up.
Depending what they need.
Come
But I
up.
mean,
cut-
it's
Right,
not-
I truthfully think it's here, just finding it is gonna be.
Oh, because of, yeah, I get that,
Um,
and that's fine. I mean,
yes.
we're not, there's no, I don't think there's any big rush. From the minute you stepped in, I feel more confident about where we're going with the documents and the accounting. So that's, going back, it's whenever you can get it to.
Yeah, I think that will just be, like I said, I think it's, I do feel confident they're here, just, the finding just might take a little.
Thank you.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, there was a motion put on the table.
There was a motion put on the table to allow them to do an audit of Megan when she left, to make sure that everything was, that was the motion that I put.
Can I ask a
And-
question?
Yes.
So I am here. Is that my only thing I can do that day, basically, if that makes sense?
Well,
Can other
I don't,
township business be had?
I don't want to be, what I would like to see, and this is a question too, is that, can they take can some of this information be given to them, whether it's through copy or,
That's, yeah.
I mean, that's what we did with this,
It could
diesel
leave the
company,
building.
right?
I mean, you can.
Didn't you give them information?
Yes,
Oh.
yep,
That's fine.
yeah,
Getting
sorry.
hard for it, so-
No, that's all right, yes.
I mean, I think you should probably try to keep a copy. I mean, like.
Yeah.
No, not give them the
copies.
original.
They can have,
But
right.
if there's something that she can.
There's nothing
print off
against
out
it
of the-
leaving the building.
Nope,
Right.
nope.
So that's what I'm saying by, and I don't take offense to this, but, she's got a lot to do.
Absolutely.
And we're already through an audit, and this is another audit, but, just so you can ask for what you need, and maybe you might have to ask for something else later, so.
And that's the plan, we can
Yeah.
say, hey, give us the credit card receipts from point A to point B, if you can give us a third of them, or 1 year's worth, or so, that's fine, because it's gonna take us time to go through them as well,
So I think we need to discuss like what audit scope we're talking about, and so we'll already have a time period of whatever year, so we're clear on what, we're not like all over the board.
Right.
It'll be a
It
clear
will be
audit
from,
scope.
and I think it needs to be from
This is
when
your
she
account.
stepped in, which was October
50 hours is
2024.
Yes.
November.
Yes, and they know that, I just
November.
put that in there for you, Kim had mentioned that.
And by the way, we've never even asked to be paid for anything yet.
But that's, I just put that copy in here, just so they know for the timeline, when it's not supposed to
Yeah.
exceed.
50 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you had said that.
I don't even, you care about that? We've never even put in a invoice for the little bit that we
Yeah.
did, because that's not,
Well,
I don't care about that. It's,
Okay.
it's a couple of dollars, so.
so he made the motion to allow them to,
Yep,
be here a second.
I'll second.
All those give their consent by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Motion carried. Now, right down to the next one, number 5, discuss authorizing solicitor to apply to advertise replacement of the elected auditors with professional auditors. And half of that was already discussed. We don't have to do anything.
So the question I have is, would you guys feel comfortable from now that we cleared everything up? Would you be able to do it from here on out?
I don't know that we have an accord of the 3 auditors that we are, or I think, we are?
Yeah, I'm great with you, sorry.
Oh, we're that,
Yeah.
We all don't agree on whether or not we are capable.
Okay.
I think we are, but I think that we have some concern, so,
Okay.
I think
get
that
honest.
we took the plunge that we should continue with CPA, whether it's, Mayor Dussel, I just said Dussel. Can't ever get his name right.
CPAs,
This
yeah.
good, no one's, yes.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I know, and I thought we asked, because it was in my mind to ask, but since now we had a full comprehensive audit,
It
next
was not a
year,
comprehensive audit.
or a full
We
audit,
requested a comprehensive audit. We did not get a full, we got a DCED audit, which
Yeah.
is very different than a full comprehensive
Okay.
audit.
but we got back to ground zero, and everything was zero. Now, moving forward, the next year's, I don't believe it's gonna be as expensive.
Yeah, she said that, it would be
Yeah,
less.
Yeah.
not as much.
And, I mean, since we did this, I think we need to, I would say we need to continue. Are we on we're on the next thing. But along with that, not to cut you off, Charlie, but along with that, they still have some responsibilities as auditors.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I know.
It
Set
depends
pay
it
and-
depends on how you proceed. We will still have the right to set the salaries, which is pretty much it. If you replace us, that's all we're gonna do. That's why I'm requesting that we still be given some authority to be able to review and assist where we can, because that keeps the transparent, an auditor is just gonna do the DCED report.
Right.
She's gonna pick a month out of her hat, you're gonna give her a month, she's gonna say, everything looks great.
Yep.
But that's really not transparency as far as, I didn't want to bring this up, but there's a township that the secretary charged $500,000 on the township credit card and never got caught. Because the auditors, the CPA wasn't looking for that. They didn't catch it because they're not looking for fraud. If they discover something that looks fraudulent, they will look into it. But it's simple, you can explain what the DC.
Well, it's just not a forensic audit, so, it's just, if something, she would've came across something, she would definitely say, hey, supervisors, we need to look at this. But she said to me, I didn't find anything of that means.
Yeah.
So it came as an, unmodified opinion, which is the best you could get.
Yeah.
So that means that the state is satisfied with what the township, that doesn't mean that behind the scenes, Charlie's not riding around in a Ferrari and we're like,
What?
hey, where'd you get that, right?
That's right.
Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there are different levels of the auditors still looking at things of concern for your protection, really, and the taxpayers.
So a quick question, isn't there a township code that says what their responsibilities are?
Yes, it's under the auditor's code.
Well, does it say you should be working with the C?
There's different options.
There's different levels of what we could be doing.
Okay, so there's no clear-cut line in the code that says
No.
you will work with the
Correct.
citizens?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Well,
Well, what you're saying, we don't have to do it.
we don't have to do anything, it would stay the way it is. They're the elected auditors, and when it comes time for audit, we hire a CPA, and they can deal with the CPA, not me. And
Now, the other question I had for this, would it be better that we use the same company?
That's up to your discretion. If you were satisfied with her service, I would definitely say yes.
I mean,
If you're not satisfied, you could always
we've never had
ask.
experience with anything else,
No,
though,
but
that's all we know.
Some townships will
Correct.
change after a few years.
Right,
There's
just to mix
CAs,
it up.
the whatever's.
Maybe beneficial to
Yeah,
make some phone
yeah,
calls
yeah,
to
yeah.
some neighbors.
And if you
See
guys
what
have
they would
contacts
do.
in other townships,
Yeah.
maybe too, you could always reach out and ask how, if
Yeah.
they're satisfied.
That's
It's up to
I mean, you
you.
guys liked her, right? She.
It's,
She seemed like she was really,
Honestly,
Well,
there
she
wasn't much dealing with her, it was her
her,
yeah.
employees, agents,
Yeah.
whatever, yeah. That's who we
Yeah,
dealt
they
with
were
most,
associates,
yeah. And they were great to work with.
oh, good. I'm
She was
glad.
definitely into it, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she was excited about it.
Yeah.
She's great, yeah, and they always, Mayor Dussel does a great job with even
Yeah.
much larger townships and everything, so we were always satisfied. It's up to you guys though at the end of the day.
Yeah, well,
So we're gonna leave it as it is.
yeah.
As it is.
With their recommendation, and you were satisfied, well, everybody's gonna get to see the full disclosure of the audit, so, but you were satisfied with your involvement, or you weren't satisfied?
I was not, because I felt like I was being blocked a lot. I think there was some
Well,
confusion.
how about we always have things to work on, so.
Yeah, and that's why I brought this to your attention. It's
Yeah.
like, if you guys, I'm not the enemy. I sometimes think that, I'm not on a witch hunt. I'm a resident that just really cares about this township. And I want to see us you know, I love Codorus Township. And that's my whole reason for even getting involved. So if, I want to work with you, and if you want to work with me, I'm thrilled with that, so.
I think Jen's level of concern was the separation of duties part, like she didn't want the elected auditors and the CPAs to do a lot of this because she was trying to keep these books, so there's no like discussion.
And that was, because I was involved in the beginning, and then I stepped out because you,
Correct.
Brandon, you took over and did a great job.
And I think, honestly, next time, now that we have that baseline and everything's good, how about it?
That's wonderful.
Because that was a nightmare.
And I think too, though, there was some record keeping that wasn't being done that I think is being done. And it'll be a whole lot simpler too, so.
Yeah.
So don't
Okay.
quit. Don't
Quit.
I'm not.
What was her exact
Okay, so we don't have to do anything.
Organized thing, but
All right.
her exact words, it wasn't the
Perfect.
most organized thing, but it got there. The
Right.
way she.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, just with
Yeah.
what's coming up, I have no idea.
But that's
I have
okay, you'll
no
figure it out.
idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on, number 6, the close final subdivision plan.
Charlie, you're the only one that has it.
I have it in here.
Yep,
Charlie,
you're
you
the
have
only
it.
one.
Hi, I'm Patty Fisher from James Hawley and Associates, representing the Ida Diane Close subdivision plan. I have small copies of the plan here too. You can look at that if you can't see
Yeah,
one
I-
here.
I did some looking online.
And this is actually the final from the copy that's ready to be recorded.
That's the house coming
Yep.
up, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Ida's property was put into a conservation easement back in 2012, and at the time, this section was left out of the easement
Okay.
because they wanted to eventually subdivide it off, because it does have a dwelling, a driveway, a septic, and a well on that property. So that is what we're doing at this point. Her property has the dwelling, her own dwelling, the farm buildings, septic and well, and now they want to subdivide it an acre off that has the other dwelling.
The words are correct, did she make all the corrections that need to be done?
I was trying to think where,
Huh?
that's,
Do you know where we're at?
no.
Okay.
I thought I did, but,
Broadbecks Road,
yeah,
Grave Run Road,
yeah.
the
Oh, yeah,
hard
yeah.
bend brick house
Some
there.
recommendations from CSK.
Yeah, okay, so this has all the final on, from YCPC, it was the plan must be signed by the owner, which it is now signed and notarized. The seal and dated signature of the registered surveyor, which is down here at the bottom.
Yep.
And then verification that a planning module for land development, non-building waiver, and you have that to sign tonight. It was signed by the SEO and everybody else has signed it.
Okay.
And that just needs signed and then sent into DEP. And then it says, and a new legal description should be prepared for lot 2 and for lot 1, the residual tract. And I have provided those to the township and the engineer, and we'll be providing them to the owner so that she can get new deeds.
Planning you.
Yeah, where it says planning is you,
Oh, that-
chairman, yep, that's you,
Print and signature.
yep.
Okay, and so the engineer comments, prior to the reporting of the final plans, the applicant shall pay the township such fees as may be due for processing. So I don't know if they owe anything for.
Seconding.
Is it,
Yes, sir.
being a subdivision, they would owe the rec fees?
Rec fee, $2,100 rec fee.
And I did not,
Didn't
as
receive
far as I
that.
know, I did not receive anything.
Well, I'm not sure that, should I have her call you and discuss any fees that?
That would be
What's that?
perfect.
I don't know if there's any engineering fees or.
The engineering fees, I am not sure about. Yes,
But
if you could have her call, that would be
administrative, so
great.
if we have,
Yeah.
you can work that with her.
Yes, yeah.
The plan shall include the owner's signature, again, that was from YCP.
That's what you needed for that.
Yes, I can take that. The applicant shall provide contours on sheet 2. So now, on sheet 2, there are contours. The existing road adjacent to the subdivision is named Broadbeck Road. I had, like, there was places I had Broadbeck's Road instead of Broadbeck, and so that has been changed to
Grammar, that's all.
pit spelling.
Yeah.
The applicant shall provide the non-building waiver. The plan should include YCPC review date, and that will happen when when it goes to get recorded. It does not happen before that. New legal descriptions, the submission received by CSD, that was nothing. The property owner proposing the subdivision owns surrounding adjacent properties that are separately deeded. The township shall determine if these parcels must be included within the plan to be defined and remain as independent properties under the current township regulations. So the engineer had me put this note on the very what number is that? 11, note 11 on the second sheet. And we did take into a
Is this correct? No alteration,
So, and along with that, the last comment was the applicant shall revise the parcel history section of plan sheet 1 of 2 to clearly state that the dwelling unit right is being provided to proposed lot 2 and lot 1 will have the remaining 2 dwelling rights. But we, through discussion, and even though we had this note on the plan, we did take into account this, or not that one. She has an adjacent property that they own.
yeah, it's, was it 10, the home farm is 10,
And
and then
9A
9, yes,
is,
and 9 is, it's scattered about, we have,
Yeah, it's kind of,
there's, Alpine Lane has 2 residences that came off that farm, then down here, there's I think the actual home.
so we went through it with the engineer and the township, and so now we have,
Number of single family.
well, actually, that is not correct. This is correct. We have decided that there are no remaining dwelling rights from after we do this. And everybody had agreed on that.
But how many dwelling rights does it reference? Because remember we talked, we only referenced 4 and there was 5, but there are no.
This new one references 5.
So you're saying this isn't correct and this one is?
Yes.
The
this
small one
updated.
is correct.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. So,
Yeah, okay.
so it says, total permitted 5.
Yeah, and they used them all.
Right, this'll
This-
fill her up.
To
Yep.
prepare, this was the last dwelling right that we had.
Well,
And so that is the end of the comment. So I would say the only outstanding comment we have is to check on if they owe any fees.
could be approved conditionally on rec fees? Yeah.
Okay, this one still says 4, but that one says 5.
Right, 5,
Yeah,
and remaining
yeah,
2.
Yeah.
Did I give you the wrong comment?
It doesn't matter,
Here's
that's
the
okay,
one
that
that-
one, yeah.
We got a good one. We
I
got
trust you, don't worry, yeah, thanks.
This was the one I was writing my notes on. Okay.
How did you get that? We got the wrong. I was looking at this. Well, so these are all the changes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just printed these out today. They had all the final
Right.
revisions on.
yeah.
And
So it looks,
then I have 5 copies here with all original signatures that you will be signing.
well, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make that.
Second?
Conditionally, of course.
Conditionally on rec fees? Yeah. All those in favor give their consent by saying aye. Motion carried.
Okay. So I will take
With-
care of sending the waiver to DEP for their records, and I will leave these with you.
Just have them sign anytime I can call you when you're.
Right, but I guess you want to check on the fees and everything first before they
I
can
would
sign it.
recommend, I would
Yeah,
recommend
but
sign
not
or the fees
record
be
it
paid.
until the fees are paid.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We could exercise the meeting.
Yeah, we could do it now, or we could.
I was just gonna wait till,
That's-
what's that?
yeah, that's-
Thank you.
Okay. Moving right on. Building repair bids. We got one bid this morning. And it was from Bar Construction, and it was almost identical to the last bid from the previous month or two ago. And that's it. I think it's honestly within $1,000.
Yeah, of the other.
Which is pretty surprising, but. So,
Jason, did you,
What's up?
any, I can't believe we didn't get any more.
no, but it was advertised pretty well this time.
We had
and
multiple people come out and they knew.
We
they
did,
were
we did.
fine.
I met with multiple people,
Oh,
Well,
but
we
we only
it was
had,
sealed, they had to bring it today.
yeah, we only had
Yeah.
one this morning and nobody throughout the day, like,
So,
they weren't late, so.
so we didn't go to, we didn't, does it have to be sealed? Randy?
At this money, at this amount of money, yes.
Yeah.
Anything over 25,000, I think it is this year, 24.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be done in this process. So,
I thought we were gonna look at, I thought that's what we had talked about the last meeting, we were gonna look at maybe some other builders. Charlie, you had somebody you talked about.
I talked to him and
well, I was gonna say, you can talk to them, but they still have to submit the
They
seal
still have to
bid.
be sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had 4 guys come out?
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, I
Yeah.
talked
We
to
had
some
four
guys.
And one of the guys was
Yeah.
from North Codorus, so some local guys were out too.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be blunt, the heating bill for that shop, this needs to be taken care of before
Yeah.
winter comes. It's all well and fine now, but
Well, the only thing I'd say is, we just have the budget discussion first.
Yep,
I understand, I stood in the shop, I see daylight.
yeah.
and maybe we want
But
to
if we would-
do the outside or.
But if we could maybe, let's just talk budget a little bit, before we make a motion.
Yep.
Can we do that, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I say it is, I mean, this just didn't happen in the last year. And we've been working with the building the way it's been for some years. I don't know what,
And we're also trying to make things better here.
oh no, I understand that. I don't know what, heating was the year before.
Well, we'll move on and go to budget and revisit it then. So,
Yeah, we can get back to it
yeah,
if you want to.
yep, I do.
I'm just looking to see what,
Okay.
But we can look at this.
heating. Yeah, heating oil was budgeted for 2025 at 7,000. And we came in at 7,592, so I'd say we were pretty close to what we've been for some years on the heating oil.
And the building's also been in disarray for years, and it's not just the heat.
No, I understand.
The place is falling apart.
You can
Wait for Charlie to get back. This is where we need the music.
Lily said she'd sing.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
no.
Sensitive.
Lily does not sing. Just in the car.
What building are you guys talking about?
This one.
This one?
Yeah. It's metal siding, it's the siding
Is
and
there
the walls.
safety concerns with this building?
I have some, yes.
I think that you need to address this building.
The building hasn't,
Despite the cost.
well, minus what we tried several years ago, Bob, it hadn't been touched in a generation or two.
How long's that metal been sitting?
The metal has been sitting for a while, but it has been taken care of and it is in good condition. They will be using all the metal that we have. We have all the metal we have the material for the building.
Yeah, one time long range plan was to sell this building and put a new building down with the rec park.
Easy killer.
You got one.
I would love that.
We should do that and just let us have the shop. But
So is the bid period over now?
what's that?
Is the bid?
Bids were over this morning, yes.
Is it closed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would either be accepting this or re-advertising again, go through the process again.
You'll announce how much it was, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
But he wants to, we can talk about the budget first,
Yeah.
that's totally,
So,
that's fine.
so the heating oil, Charlie, was budgeted at 7,000 last year, for 2025, and we spent the township spent 75,000, or 7,500, so
A little over.
a little over, but it was within reason that,
Yeah.
Now,
so the.
mind you, the budget was created and there has been multiple people changing in Lily's position. So that budget was just created over time. The problem has been here over time as well. So the budget was put in place.
I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
I'm just saying, the heating oil was budgeted at 7,000. We spent 7,500, so we've been spending that 7,000, I would presume,
Long time.
for a long time, we've been spending that. Just
It did
on,
increase this year.
what's that?
It did increase this year.
Yeah, well, fuel oil went up too, tremendously. On the budget, there's a couple things that I was looking at. One of them is things that weren't on the budget was, the new hire. That wasn't a budget line, so that was 36,000. And the trailer that we bought for the scooter loader, that was 11,800. The Massey Ferguson, this was something that was missed on the 2026 budget, the payment for Massey.
Payment.
Yeah, that was 46,000. So that comes out to 93,800, that wasn't on the budget. So, everything else on the budget is, some of them are getting to the end of what was budgeted for them, but for the most part, we're about, I think we're at 56% of the budget. That's 6 months, so that's not terrible. We still don't know what this bridge is gonna cost us.
No, but now that was part of my report, but I will touch on that. I discovered a grant through PennDOT and the state that pays for all feasibility studies and the project and the engineers. That's why I wanted the engineers here. I wanted to find out where we stand with that because they are filing it because apparently it's a ridiculously long process. But we've never went for that grant before. No reason why we can't get it, and it would pay for the study, the project. It would pay for everything. It would pay for everything.
Also, that's through PSAT.
No, it's through PennDOT.
PSATs did.
PSAT's
have the
advertised
thing,
it, yes, right.
Yes.
That's all that's.
Yeah, it's a, I forget what it's called, bridge.
Yeah.
They have the rapid bridge replacement, then it's another one. Either way, there is a possibility, so.
So I don't know, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if that lease, the Massey Ferguson lease, was to be classified under new equipment. I don't know.
Well, there was no budget item for new equipment. It was zero. I don't think there was any budget line for new equipment. Zero.
This year?
For
I was
2026.
say, I think it was 172,000.
Was it?
Yeah.
Budgeted?
Yeah. So
On
that's,
on this report, it says zero.
where's the one I just printed? No.
This is the one I got.
Yeah, I thought, it says that, right?
Maintenance, it's under maintenance and bridges, right? Maintenance of roads and bridges. It's equipment rental, professional services. I don't see anything on here for 175,000.
It's on the one that I printed out tonight.
This is the budget though. This is the budget that was voted on. And there's nothing on here from the equipment.
New equipment, 430.7, 172,000.
I'm honestly not sure how that
430,
happened because
yeah.
I didn't add anything to it. That's just what it compares to in QuickBooks.
Oh, there's new equipment.
Yeah.
That was a skid loader, 111,000. That was a skid loader. So the tractor wasn't on there. And the 111,000, just so they all know, was a grant that we have.
Yeah, they've fully paid for everything.
But it's still the 49,000 for the 49,000 for the tractor and so it's still our 94,000 unbudgeted that we spent, already spent. And this, the cost of doing this is what does it come in at? Is this the total or is this the
No,
total?
that's separate buildings. The lower building is 50,000.
Yeah.
And the upper building, the one we're in now, is 88,000.
Yeah, so we're looking at almost
130.
Or going on to 140. I think we should try to budget it for next year, is my thoughts, but.
And we already did this too. Some of the stuff that's gonna be paid off. How much, like some of the trucks and stuff. That's what I was.
To be perfectly honest, I think,
There's no,
there's
nothing.
everything's paid off.
Everything is.
Oh yeah, the only thing
The tractor
was
is
that
these-
tractor, and I don't know why it's like that.
Yeah.
Because we never
Yeah,
made
it
a
was-
payment on it. So when that came up, I was very like when it was due. We got it
Yes.
in May of last year. I had no idea that
And
was coming.
I spoke with Zach about it. He said, don't know why townships just do that. And break it
Basically,
up
we
like
had
that.
a lease with, I believe it was your truck or Chuck's.
No, it's Chuck. Yeah,
Chuck's.
yeah, well, the
So that was
2021
ending
International.
when we got the tractor. From what I understood, Megan just
Yes.
rolled.
No,
Yeah,
She just
kept it
continued it with
going.
a different thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we make one payment a year for 5 years,
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
but everything else is paid for.
which came,
if we,
never mind.
if we think it would be better to, budget for next year.
Well, that's, our budget for this year was, I think it was right around 103, or 100, a million.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like 10%.
Yeah, I know.
That's, actually 1.1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big chunk.
Yeah, right out the.
And then maybe that would, I don't know, that just seems like a lot of money for labor to put new.
I still think that,
Well, I'll tell you what we can do. We can budget it for next year. You guys find somebody that'll actually do it. I don't know any builders that do.
I know.
I just think that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
What's the bid?
140,000.
140?
Yeah.
To put the tin on?
No.
It's reframing and everything.
It looks like there's
Yeah,
some,
we're not,
it looks like there's some,
just putting tin on.
No, the entire walls come down, they're reframed, insulated, sheathed,
Sheeted,
the
painted.
works. Yeah, trimmed,
Is that
gutters.
reasonable, Charlie? Charlie, is that reasonable? You're in the business.
I think it's high, but I also, when we did what we did, I know what's involved, and it's not a.
Yeah, I think it's the man hours that get you.
Yeah,
is there interior plywood now?
it is now, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, we did it, yeah.
That's.
And you're supplying all the materials?
Yes, material, well, the metal.
No,
We
just
have
the
the
metal,
metal.
yeah, not
We have the
everything
metal.
else.
That's
The metal?
Yeah, gutters, hardware, roof
Now,
is
I
not
will tell
involved.
you, the building down there, we have nothing for that.
And that, yeah, that's a simple one because there's no framing or anything like that, which,
But there's no metal for that building.
that's why that
Yeah.
price for that building is
Yeah,
so
we don't
high.
have that at all.
That's just a regular steel pole building. It's literally gonna be metal off, metal on.
Yeah.
Problem is, we don't have that material, so that's why that price is.
Well, the only reason I wasn't involved in this part of it, but, the wall insulation and the interior plywood and painted and all that, You know, that blown on insulation for shops is really, you familiar?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Are you saying that would be a good idea, or?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
gotta be a lot more economical.
It'll also be a lot more money.
Yeah, that's very.
You think? Because
Oh, yeah.
I priced, there's some people, well, then again, if it has to be a sealed bid, well, that might not be 25,000. If you break it up, you might be able to get it down below 25,000 a shot.
Well, you gotta be careful about,
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a lawyer question.
you gotta be careful about breaking out.
But we can,
If it's a full project.
there's no reason why we can't budget it for next year
Yeah.
and get your heads together.
And try to get some.
It needs to be done, but you know what? 20 years,
I mean, I sat out here and looked at the front of the building and.
I'll just keep cleaning the bird crap off the truck. It's not a big deal.
Can you put it back out for bids, is it gonna wait till next year?
Yeah, we'll still get some, hopefully get some people.
I was gonna say, you get some word of mouth out there saying, hey, you need to place this bid.
Yeah.
You know, if,
That's why I asked.
yeah, because I was hopeful, you know, I had 3 or 4 people that I met with, measured the building and everything, and then one guy this morning,
And I ain't
so.
driving.
Is that all you have on the budget?
Oh, I will.
On the budget?
Yep.
I tell you, it's getting late enough. All I wanted to do is just review it. I mean, like I said, the biggest things that we just have to keep in mind are those things that I talked about.
Yep. And
We have to, everything else, like I said, you know, we just have to wait and see where we're at.
I plan to start on this much earlier and.
yeah, I was gonna
go
say,
through
next
this
year will
much-
be a whole different.
So, and the other thing too, and just to say it, but I know there was talk about a salt shed. And,
Well, that's liquid fuels money to start with, that can be paid for that, and that's a down the road thing.
Yep.
We are, thanks to Clark, I know he's not here, I hope you're watching, he figured out how, some way, that all this equipment can fit in these buildings. And
Like
it's,
Tetris,
it is like Tetris, it's impressive, but he got it. So, him and Chuck are really good at that, and I just kind of put it where they tell me, it's good. So, that was the original idea, was that we would need more room, and we
Don't,
no,
I mean.
we even got we got Bob's favorite truck, the GMC, even inside. So,
the only thing I would say to that is, I think you could use more room. Because of a salt shed, you know, these new salt sheds are putting up these cement blocks in a hoop building.
yeah, that's what I was.
Right. I mean, it's cost money, but this is what I wanna say. The Tetris thing
Yeah,
is time.
it is time.
And if we could have more room,
Well, the other issue is our salt storage is 400 tons. One good storm is all we need, and I will deplete it. So now it's good. York Township has 5,000 tons on hand, and I can call them and send a truck and get it. But it's nicer to have a cushion that you can hold 1,000 tons or something in the event that Mother Nature really throws it on us. So, but that's, you know, a down the road thing. So.
okay, we didn't even get to the big one yet.
Yeah, let's get at it. Data center ordinances. Amendments. Anybody got any ideas? I have one. Andy, I don't want him to use our order, period. Whatever we can do.
I don't, I mean, we have the language in there about the water study. Some of this stuff is gonna be challenged in courts, and we haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think it's new for everybody
It is,
across
it
the board.
is, yeah.
The other thing that really bothered me was people, and this is 100% hearsay of me reading, about people's energy bills going up in the surrounding areas that they're built or talked about being built.
Well, I think all of our energy is going up because of the data centers. It's not, I mean, we're paying, we're pushing on, you know, we were paying 7 and we're pushing on 11.5, 11.6 now. So it's going up, we're all suffering because of it. I would like to see what he said, no water.
So,
They use a closed system without
no
well
access.
water.
Yeah.
You can haul water. And with that, I think we're oversized. I think we need to relook at the setbacks. I was under the assumption we had to stick with a 100,000 square foot building. And that's not, 20,000 square foot's where these things start at. And it's called an interceptor data center, is what it's called. I think we need to, and I have between noise and between the noise and the vibration, I think that we need to go to 300 feet because of all these properties that we have are bordered by residents. And along with that, if we go to that 300 feet, it's gonna bring, what I came up with was that we come down to roughly a 30,000 square foot building, 30,500 square foot building, at a setback of 300 feet.
What's the building down there now?
Close to that. Is it close to that? Well, that building wouldn't work because it's too close to the property line. And here again, with that 300 foot setback, and I'm not a, North Codorus, from what I understand, they have one piece of property, and that's down here in Madrid. That's what.
Commercial property.
That's it. Industrial. They zone it industrial. So that's my statement. That other property at Diesel Pro won't work for 300 feet. But I still think 300 feet is a better option for the noise control, the PPV, and I have, and this is, I have information, we can talk about it, we don't have to. That's a big one for me, is a 300 foot setback.
And the setback currently is what, 150?
125.
125.
And the reason we did that was because I thought 100,000 square feet was the jump off.
Right.
And it's not.
It's smaller.
It's smaller.
So
And
what you're saying is this, if we did that, it would basically be this one piece of property.
It would only be that one piece of property.
Which piece of property?
Have you been approached for a data center?
Years ago, before you all were here with Chief Evans' office. But there's not enough electric at the property for a data center. Well, it depends.
That gas line can be used to make electricity.
That was,
I talked to a guy that does it.
yeah, that was another one of mine on here, is that we don't have any, right now, we don't have anything in the ordinance about building, about something that would create their own power. We have no,
Yeah,
nothing
that
in
was
there
one
about.
of, yeah.
Yeah. That would, if we'd eliminate the water thing, that would take away a big chunk of our concerns.
I'm not sure that, I mean, I think that a water feasibility study as to how it relates to other properties, I'm not sure that we can say people can't use their own water.
No, you said
Right.
that before.
I've not looked into it, but if, you know, a well that, you know,
Maybe we
you're
could set
you're getting close to telling people that, you know, that they don't have the right to use what's
free will on their own property.
And
Yeah.
that's what Scott Township did. They didn't say they couldn't use it. They only said you can only use it for certain things.
Right.
And that was,
And that, yeah.
that's a good idea because it eliminates the ability of a data center to
Right.
they'd have to use a closed water system.
Right. They wouldn't be able to. Right.
Yes, and it would be really hard for them to even have enough water to maintain the rest of the center.
Why don't, rather, I mean, I'm not trying to shut down the conversation, but it, you know, it's been a long meeting. Why don't people put these into writing? And,
I have a list here if you want.
yeah, I mean, and, I mean.
Can I just go over it quick? So,
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I say this, Andy, is
Well,
because.
I have something I want to say too. But
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Do you?
We sat in this meeting and we told these people that we were gonna come back and we were gonna, so that's and some of these people are here tonight. there's a couple other things, and I'm not banging on you here, I'm just pointing them out. A couple other things that seem a little weak in the thing. One of them was under, the power lines coming in. It was suggested that we, if it's available or if it's feasible to bury them. If we could just change that and say that we'd like to see that they need to be buried. Burying power lines serving the property is strongly encouraged. How about we just say that property lines serving the property shall be buried? I think.
I'll have to look at that. You're again.
Same as the water.
Well, and utilities, right?
Yeah.
We're dealing with utilities, and so the PUC has a say in some of this stuff, but I don't.
Hey,
I'd have to
you
look
know,
at that.
I'm just suggesting.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
And all these farmlands are gonna be tore up as they do this.
I sure hope it never happens.
But
Yeah,
they're coming through all the farms to get it there.
Yeah.
And if you wanna protect agriculture, you're gonna allow all
Yeah.
these transmission lines to come through all the fields.
What do we do?
You already have it designated to one property.
It's either that
It's a
it's.
little
Can I say something that, and I don't, just, everybody listen to this. So we've made this, when we've had this discussion for how long? And by doing what we did, we never had a designated industrial property. It was businesses that became, during zoning, they became what we now call non-ag or commercial zones. And most of those commercial zones are, like you're saying, is surrounded by people. So by eliminating, putting it anywhere in the township, on farm ground or whatever, there are places that we could put it that it wouldn't affect people as much as it would there. But we eliminated that by making it just commercial. So
But if we take it and we put it, I hear what you're saying, but if we take a chunk of ground and say, this 300 acres is suitable for a data center, that's inviting a data center to be built here.
But Jason, you can't do that.
No.
The way our ordinance is now, you can't do that. I've said it 100 times.
If that's the way the ordinance was, then why?
That's probably why there's no data center here, because of what we have in place. But anyhow, continue.
I don't see that if we don't have an ordinance for it,
I know.
then they can come in and, you know what I mean? I did this 10 minutes before we had this meeting, because I didn't have any of these maps at home. Actually, this is the map that I did the first one on, that I gave you guys, and did the 125 for the 100,000 square feet. This is not a ploy to keep it on one piece of property. If we want to leave it at the 125, so there's more than one piece of property, that's fine. What I've been finding with the vibrations and the sound, it's going to be difficult, because at 40 dBA, we have it right now at 60 dBA with a sensitive receptor line, which is like a school or daycare or something like that. The noise has to be at 60 dBA. And 60 dBA, 60 dBA is like a dishwasher or a busy urban street. That's 55 to 65, that's what they say. But that's constant.
Oh yeah, it's not.
That's constant. It's constant. And they claim in here that, you know, these noises that just never go away, down to 35 to 40 dBA, it gives sleep disruption, fatigue, 45 to 55, stress, annoyance, lower focus. And as you go up, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
And also, they've stated that these data centers, the low-level homes, are operating on a different wavelength. They're not even sure how to measure it yet. Scientists are working on it, trying to. So a lot of these data centers are getting decibel they're getting decibel ratings they need to be at, and they're meeting them because they can't. They can't detect the sound
They're
right.
trying to do their own study.
Well, that was one of my other things, is that all these studies have to be a third-party study.
Yeah.
They cannot, because in the ordinance, it's written that it has to be a qualified professional. Well, that could be one of their qualified professionals. So all the ordinance, or all the performance studies have to be third-party. The first one to start with is the setbacks, because everything falls off of that. If you keep it a smaller data center, which I really think it's going to be a struggle to get a data center here. If we,
I just want to make a statement for Lori and I, and I'm maybe not allowed to say this. We can promise the residents of Codorus Township that if our property was approached for a data center while we own it, if we had the legal ability, we would refuse that.
We always have the legal ability.
Yeah.
So we want the people of Codorus Township to know that we are content with the property the way it is. Other than, I might want to build another building sometime, but that, I have the legal right to do that. But we have no intentions, and that's a commitment that we'll make to Codorus Township, if that helps the conversation in any way. And if you know me, you know that that's true. Not my words, my integrity will speak for itself. So that you could say that's a promise to Codorus Township. Now, we're in the 60s. I don't know what keep the property.
and that's just the problem.
We can buy it. Township could buy it.
Then we can put a salt shed there.
It's already there. Building's already there, yeah. You guys, Lily, you can have this place for you.
You leave me alone?
Well, there's no fun of that. What's Chuck gonna do?
They are all moving towards.
That'd be worse, 'cause he'd
but
sneak up here and
traditional
scare me.
data centers are still being built, which are the smaller
Right.
centers. So
And they've been around
our ordinance doesn't, plus their noise level and everything is different from the AI. And the ordinance doesn't differentiate between traditional and AI.
Can we differentiate that, Andy, between
What was the question?
traditional data centers? Data centers have been around for a long time, and could we? I still think we have to allow. It doesn't. I'm thinking about this as you say it, and you can't say we can have an ordinance to allow traditional data centers, but not AI-driven data centers.
It's gonna be, you're gonna look at what the predominant use is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
A farm that grows soybeans
Right.
is a farm the same that it
You
is
can't grow
that
corn.
grows corn, right?
Yeah.
It's still, you look at what the predominant use is.
But one is smaller than the other.
Yeah, there's at least 10 different kinds of data.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been around for.
There's even mobile.
That's a good
Yeah.
point about setbacks, because the ordinances I looked at for certain types of data center setbacks are 400 feet.
Yeah.
And that's what we had originally had. We
Yeah,
had
500,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's for, and part of that is for noise and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, and it is right, the commercial properties are highly residential around them, you know.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
So with that noise thing, we have it at 60 dBA. If it was brought down to 40 dBA, we'd have to still go at what they consider I think about people that are living around these things and is that something that we can require, that the noise, that has to be down to that?
We can have noise ordinances, yeah. We can require noise restrictions.
On the, and maybe that's something, and I'm not trying to cause problems for anybody that's, has a business already in a commercial area.
Right.
That's what we're talking about, commercial zone.
Yeah.
But, that was a suggestion that somebody else gave too. Maybe it's something that we ought to kind of upgrade even just for the commercials there.
I have a question. Don't we already have a noise ordinance, and we've always been told that they're not enforceable? How, I mean, I know it's different with the data center because maybe you have official, testers or whatever, but
Right.
our noise ordinance, currently, we've been told it's not enforceable.
Well, they're always difficult to enforce, right? Because you need somebody that's qualified on the, whatever that thing that they use to, right? Many times you have, intermittent, sporadic, right? So they're notoriously difficult and also good luck with the state police if you call about a noise complaint.
Well, I think this would be something that's another.
This is different because it's constant.
No, I'm not talking about noise ordinance. I'm talking about a third party. And the other thing is that we have to put something in there that if it's every 6 months, I mean, it has to be more than it, because if it goes 6 months, I'll say it too with the, one of the things that I have wrote down is enforcing it. Well, enforcing it is we're gonna go to court. And that's gonna take how long in itself? So if it goes a year and it's not, they're not held to the line on it, then, so to change that, to put that in, that it's a, third-party inspection.
Recurring.
Well, I mean, I think
4 months.
would just look like the township would just be, the township would hire whoever they want
Under
to
their
inspect.
cost, their cost.
Yeah.
They have to hire a third party.
Yeah.
We have a say who gets hired, with our discretion or.
It has to be a third party.
Yeah. Not
Any
somebody
kind
that comes
of
with it.
studies or whatever you'd have.
That's, I mean, it's like you said, Andy, it's getting late, but that's the continued testing third party for sound, vibration, air quality, water quality, self-made power plants, the increased electric usage. I think to create a bond for that is kind of out of touch. I just don't know how you can do that. Maybe you can.
That's there you're getting into utility.
Right.
Which is a highly regulated.
And I think
area.
we already are all paying for it. On the PPV, ours on right now is at a 0.2. This is probably even more sensitive than the sound. At a 0.2, this is, of course, AI.
You're using data centers, Jason.
I know I am, but it's so easy. It's so easy too. So a 0.1, to bring it down to a 0.05, which is what they would consider undetectable, is barely perceptible, is a 0.01 to a 0.035. It would have to be 600 feet. And that's where I was trying to make the 300 feet work. It says it would be 600 feet from the source. So basically what you're doing is that you're multiplying the 0.1, you're dividing it down, so to be the 0.05, it would be 600 feet from the 300 feet of the source of the vibration. And the vibration, examples of the vibration are well, they made it sound like a train at a distance.
A low
You would
rumble.
just hear- but it would be constant.
Yes, it wouldn't move, yeah. I've heard that too.
So I don't know if we could bring it down to a 0.1 instead of a 0.2 or not.
Biggest problem is it's so new to everybody.
That's good. What I would say is let's put together a written list.
Yep.
Again, I mean, y'all can do it however you want. It's totally up to you.
Well, you've already got a list going.
But
And
I
have a couple.
I would caution against, every month trying to tweak little bits here, little bits there. You're gonna get into a lot, you're gonna have hearings every single.
so what, we can get a list together, send it to you.
Yeah.
You can come up with something and.
Yep.
So do you think if I sent you that list, if you guys are in agreement with all those things that we talked about, Till next month, we could have something to look at.
I would think so, yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Go.
All right. Secretary,
And we can add what Lil has.
yeah, we can say we can add,
Yeah.
for the sake of time. Secretary attending PSATs classes? She wants to go to school. Yeah, I know.
I think it's an awesome idea.
Every PSATs class I've attended, I've always walked away with something.
Yeah.
They're great. They are,
Pennsylvania Municipal League too, PML, awesome. Budget information, John Butter used to be the mayor, and more awesome,
Good to know.
amazing.
so it's $60 for one.
Totals at the end.
Gee, thanks. There's the secretary. $435 for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions. And QuickBooks is a part of that.
It's actually 6 because the one is 2 days.
Anything else?
No, sorry. Just an approval.
I think it's great. I think the more of that, the better. Because anytime I can do one for roadmaster or supervisor, I try to. So I'd make a motion to approve.
I'd second it.
All those in favor give their consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Trash contract.
Is that in there? Let's see it.
No,
No, so,
it's gonna be work in progress.
yeah, we've got a little time on this, but it's best to start the conversation now. One thing that we are experiencing across the municipalities in York are fewer and fewer bid, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to basically keep everything the same?
I think that was pretty much the way we always had it.
Okay.
I mean,
A couple,
I don't-
oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know what,
Yeah.
I don't understand what we could change.
Well, you could, okay, so for example, you could take away the bag option, okay? You could, go to, and we don't require people to be.
No.
No, you're not required. You can take it out back and light on fire.
Right, you could require, you could require everybody to pay a fee for their trash service
Yeah,
every,
you could
you
do
know,
that, right? Which,
right.
no, it's,
The thing that a lot of them are now really strongly encouraging, if some of them are almost requiring it, are the toters.
for the one-man trucks. Okay.
Yep.
And I do know that there has been issues with Penn Waste for that reason alone. People, there's been plenty of issues because they don't have the help.
So would you want to go to that? Would you want to mandate toters?
For everybody?
Anybody who's using.
Trash service. Okay, not forcing people to do it.
No, whoever is opting in would use a toter.
I've gotten countless complaints about it,
About,
mixing.
Yes, they'll run one truck and put the recycling in the truck.
wait, who's complaining?
Residents,
About what?
about them paying for 2 separate services and then everything being
truck
put
takes
into
everything.
one truck.
Yeah, they don't, they do not separate the recycle and the
If they
refuse.
don't have the help and they only run a trash truck, they will put both.
I don't think
Yeah.
you can do that legally.
They just,
Yeah, they do that around.
they do.
I mean,
They do it in
it's,
Baltimore City too.
I think that might be a problem.
well,
And that's true,
that's
because
the
they're
most positive thing I've heard
complete
about it. I
roads
get
forgotten.
complaints.
Well, they don't pick it up, that's my complaint.
Well, yeah,
They must have trash quite often.
yes, and I've heard
I'm
that.
pretty sure you already do that, Bob.
And we've had this contract
Is
since
the
2020,
roll-off included
so
in
it's-
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So the roll-off is part of this deal.
They
Yeah.
do that for us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was part of
It cost us
that was part
Oh,
of
yeah,
a
we pay
grant.
for it.
$7,800 a year.
Yeah, that was part of we needed to,
Oh,
it was. come
No,
on,
they
Bob.
pick up, I'm sorry, they pick up our trash, right? They
Yeah.
just pick up our trash for that.
That's right in,
That's,
but then,
Our recycling dumpster was a requirement
yeah, for,
to be a part of a program or something to
The
that. I can
Act
find,
101.
there is
Just the
something
Act
to that
101,
effect. It's,
yeah.
there's a catch to that.
You're on the right track, but I can't.
Well, the only
We
question
can
I
do
have
that.
in going over this budget is that we got a $3,000 a year grant for the roll-off,
Yeah,
but it's costing us $7,800 a year.
yeah, it's because people throw car parts and everything else in there.
I just wondered if somehow we could, and
And there
I
is,
think it's great, and we use it, we use it, but, you know, everybody in the township's paying for that, and some people don't use it because they're already paying for their trash pickup.
yep.
You can do it however you want.
I just wondered, I'm not trying to,
I mean, we can, I mean, we can basically, yeah.
When,
we'll think
yeah,
about that.
when is
I
this?
just wondered how it worked.
What's our timeline on this?
March.
Yeah,
Okay,
we got some time.
we got some time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
But it,
bags, sorry,
no, go ahead.
the bags I do not think we should get rid of. I just.
There are some, yeah,
there's
that's
people
true.
that utilize
There are
that.
some
I'm
people
just
that are
saying.
good enough to make their trash for an entire week.
Yes,
One bag.
now, again, one of the things I would encourage you to think about are the toters.
Yeah.
I don't, off the top of my head, there would be no reason that you couldn't still utilize the back option.
Right.
I don't
Everyone
You just have to put it in.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just have to put it in the toter.
The fourth
Yeah.
thing, is that the fourth thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Doesn't everybody, isn't that what everybody's using?
No, they're manual with guys hanging on the back. The toters are one man, one truck, all automated. No, around here it's all,
Yeah, we have
But
that.
some people use toters, right?
they do, but they're not. So the Penways trucks now, they have lifts on the back of them to assist. So if you have a toter, yeah, I think you can buy
You're
one from
saying it would be a
Penways.
truck that would come through, grab it.
It grabs
one
it,
man,
and take, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and that would be a
It's the
cost
driver,
savings,
yeah.
but yet it
Yeah.
would probably cost more money for the consumer.
So these are things we ought to look at it before we
If it
make.
drops the price.
That's why I brought it up so
Yeah,
early,
yeah.
because.
This is something we need to think about.
Yeah,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, so,
The other thing, and I do recommend, well, I mean, I think in terms of getting bids, I think last time had it same price each year for the 3-year contract. Now, what they're asking is to be able to bid each year differently. So that they know that they're gonna, so that they can build in their cost increases. And then the other thing is that that some of them want escalator clauses where if something goes haywire,
they're covered. And there's some new players in town when it comes to trash.
There are,
Anthracite, goods.
Goods is, I just saw them up in Lebanon this
Well,
morning.
we actually got a phone call from Goods several, maybe 6 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Just inquiring.
Yeah.
When they're, yeah.
So, and I know that there's now, I don't know if they're getting into the residential, but they sent a representative to another township that I represent, and that's Casella. They're new.
Okay.
They took over for
Good.
Tiger.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
We got some options out there.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. So, Lily, have you given this to them? Can you just send that to them all?
Yeah.
The last time we took bids, you guys, wasn't you guys, but the previous guys picked Penn Waste, and when we questioned that, they said they only got one bid.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't you, like call Goods or say, hey, will you bid? I mean, can you do that?
Usually when a bidding process is started, I can speak for construction materials. A mass emails are sent out saying, hey, we're doing this.
We're accepting bids.
Send your bids.
Yeah.
We're accepting your
I
bids.
think it was 3 or 4 that was actually, and they actually sent notification back that we weren't.
Yeah, we don't want
They were notified.
Republic specifically said that
Yeah.
they're not bidding.
I know there was a
right.
couple of them that was.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
But
So-
isn't it, if it's over a certain threshold, you can't make telephone bids, right? I mean, you can't call out
Telephone-
because it's over that 24.
The
So that's what that is the quotes.
Yeah.
Right? If it's under a certain amount, you can get 3 quotes.
Okay.
And then
13 to 14,000
yeah,
is all
it goes
that
up
it is
every year,
though.
but yeah, that's the quotes. But you could still alert people that hey, we're taking bids. Feel free to.
And that's what we usually try and do, get them out there so that they know about it.
So Lily, if you're able to just send this to them,
Yeah.
you have this right.
I don't know. Did I send that to you?
I thought so.
I might have. Sorry, it's a lot.
Okay.
If you don't have to, shoot me. Well, you're not.
Yeah, we're not here, we're
Good for
closed
you guys,
tomorrow.
good for you.
They'll get it.
Next week.
I will.
I have it, I can scan it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, how you guys get?
So we can hang out here all night if you guys want.
Yeah, oh my God, I got work.
All right, so
Yeah.
we'll move on to the roadmaster's report, which is, we just finished cutting gutters, 2 long weeks of it, the heat's still. I wanna say to the 3 road guys that are at home watching, they really stepped up to the plate, longer hours. And if you guys see them out there, thank them. And I know there's been a lot of, why are you guys doing this to my yard? And trust me, it is for the health maintenance of the road. We wouldn't just be doing it to do it and aggravate people. So if you see them, thank them. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got, because it's just been steady work. We're still waiting to hear on the bridge grant. So hoping the engineers will be here tonight, but that didn't work out.
But that's through that CS Davidson is.
Well, I discovered a grant through PennDOT, through the state,
Okay.
and it's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
It's something that that's part of it.
Okay.
So, and they are working on that. And that would pay for, if that grant was approved, pays for everything. It pays for the study, it pays for the building,
The whole deal.
the whole deal, which would be.
Is that included in for them to do that, is that included in the feasibility or?
No, it's just something that they're gonna, no, it's not a part of that. But it is,
Engineer, how much will the engineer bill?
he's gonna bill his hourly rate, I'm sure, but it's worth it if it saves us $750,000. Because that's what a new bridge fully replaced would be if they wanna go that route. Now, I've said before that I'd rather have a box culvert in there, which I think we all agree is a lot cheaper, effective across the board. But if it comes down to it and they say that that won't work because of the environmental impacts, then it will be a full bridge replacement. And that will be 750,000 plus, which we don't have. So the other option is PennDOT closes the bridge for us.
Which bridge is it?
Buffalo Valley Bridge, between Highland and Green Valley. So anyway, that was just the gist of that. I'm just waiting to hear from the engineers. Yeah, that's all I got. So Andy?
Nothing additional.
All right. Can I hear a motion to pay the bills?
Hey, Andy,
Yeah.
the, solar ordinance, is that going to planning commission?
Is that, did you guys?
It wasn't a minute.
You said you were gonna send it to planning commission, I didn't know.
To.
You sent it to all of us.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I did,
all right, okay,
yeah.
then, okay.
I just think it's,
I
yeah,
thought it was,
Okay.
So you got it?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, they do have it.
okay.
Motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
All those in consent with their say aye.
Aye.
That would be a meeting adjourned.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Happy 4th, Andy. Thank you.